fuck is this?
Okay. I think we are live. I like how that timer was supposed to say about to start, but I guess I never adjusted the thing correctly, so all you saw was about. Anyway, how's it going? What do you think of the new setup? Fozzie Bear, hockey, and then two Karens, who is me. You gotta pump those numbers up, you know? It's all about the numbers. Anyway, this is kind of like, I guess it's kind of like a replacement for Touch and Tips. Like I said in the description, it's kind of hard to do stuff with Dicepticon with the way my schedule is. With the babies, could like wake up anytime, and it's very difficult to just get time for stuff like that. Chopped is here. How you doing, Chopped? And Space Denizen. How's it going, Space Denizen? I hope everyone's doing okay on this Saturday evening / night. Just a quick heads up that if the babies do wake up, you'll be seeing one of these bad boys.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
And then I'll be sorting out the babies, dealing with them. So this kind of setup you're seeing here is temporary, I guess. It's like a default kind of a thing. Haven't really customized it or anything. So I'm sure as time goes on, I'll do, you know, more pumpkin related stuff. Things be moist. Is everything seeming okay? Feel free to leave feedback if you're watching this afterwards or if you're watching it right now, to let me know what could be better, etc. etc. Let's start with some crippling depression. Larcenauts, I should say. I guess it's kind of a play on astronauts. Hopefully this will be correctly following my actions. I'm scrolling down. I'm hoping you can see that. We got Alex E and Fozzie saying pumpkins moisturizer. Alright, I hope everyone's doing good. So basically, this game that Impulse Gear had been teasing for like months now, the fear has come to pass that it is not Farpoint 2. But even if it wasn't Farpoint 2, it's worse than that. It's not coming to PSVR, this game. This Larcenauts game is kind of a cartoony 6v6 multiplayer focused game, coming to Oculus and coming to Steam, PC VR, I guess you could say. Not coming to PSVR. And this article is from uploadvr.com and it's by Jamie Feltham. And I've kind of highlighted a few kind of interesting odds and ends on kind of like why. I mean, they're saying things between the lines when it comes to why it's not on PSVR. That's not to say it won't come to PSVR 2, of course, because everything they're saying will be fixed by PSVR 2, you would imagine. But yeah, it's this weird hero shooter thing. I haven't watched the trailer for it yet. Maybe we'll do that now together and we can see what the crack is. Diogo Vidro, what's up? He says, bro, that's sad. It is sad. Farpoint was such a good game. And it ends on a cliffhanger. Now, this isn't to say that there won't be a Farpoint 2. It could be that they're just waiting for PSVR 2. And then it's like, okay, we'll see what we're working with. And then we'll build Farpoint 2 around that. Because obviously they're not going to put Farpoint 2 on PC VR. Like, they can't just forget about PSVR. That's where Farpoint 1 was, you know. So if there is a Farpoint 2, it's going to be on the PlayStation VR headset for PSVR 2. But even with that said, I'm kind of sad. You know, it's not coming to us. So basically the things I've highlighted. So Larcenauts is a very different beast to Farpoint. First of all, it's a hero shooter where Farpoint was like a single player story driven. I know they added multiplayer and, well, they had co-op from the beginning. But the crux of Farpoint was like that single player adventure, I guess you could say. It was very linear, but it was like the early days of virtual reality, and it was like one of the best single player campaigns. Could even still be one of the best, except maybe next to Resident Evil 7 might be the only one better. So as you can see here, it also reflects the team's transition to the wider VR ecosystem. So, you know, they're leaving us behind, essentially. That's like the nice way of saying that. We scroll down here as to like his reasoning, what they've learned from Farpoint, etc., etc. And this game, they said, this guy, what's his name? Greg Corman, co-founder of Impulse Gear. So he said, we knew we wanted to make something multiplayer, not just 1v1 multiplayer. We wanted something that was full teams battling. So not just what they had in Farpoint, which was the 1v1 multiplayer. It was limited, it was cool. And you could imagine if it was 4v4, 5v5, 6v6, it would have been way cooler. But what was there was really promising. So they always had that knack for multiplayer. So it gets rid of a lot of those issues that we had to deal with in past game design, PSVR 1, and allows us to focus more on the interactivity and overall game mechanics. So basically developing on PSVR is kind of like having your hands tied behind your back. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting, you know. Space Denizen says it's def coming to PSVR 2. I hope that's true, Space. But I don't really care about this game in particular. I'm not too interested in it itself. More so PSVR, not PSVR, Farpoint 2. I want that to come to PSVR 2. Germ Warfare, far more interested in what's coming to PS5 VR, says Germ. I know this is like a big departure for them in terms of well, I guess they're only reading. This is like their second game. I don't think they've made any of the games as a studio. I know this guy has worked on like SOCOM and other shooters and stuff like that. But Farpoint was their debut as Impulse Gear, I think. Could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. So yeah, I've highlighted this other kind of interesting thing. It's like it's a fast-paced game. And this part in green, some of these shooters are a lot slower paced. When you die, you're out. This kind of seems like very similar to Alvo, a direct reference to Firewall. I can't think of any other virtual reality shooters, like multiplayer focused shooters, where when you die, you're out. Like that sounds like Firewall to me. So there's like in this game has a focus on moving around the arenas fast and like grappling and all this kind of stuff. Same with Solaris and Alvo. It's all about speed now. Speed is the name of the game, I guess. I think we'll watch this trailer, but I might just keep scrolling. I think it kind of just waffles on and on about more into the details of the game itself, which I'm not too interested in because it's not coming to us, so why should I give a shit about it, you know? I guess I'll highlight it that it has 8 classes, so it's going to be like a class-based game, a hero shooter. Obviously, you know what that is if you've seen Overwatch or even that game. What was it? There was something similar that already came out for PS. Megalith. That game bombed. That shit was... Well, actually, I never even played it, so I can't say it was trash. But it flopped hard, I think. JD Max. What's up, JD Max? Hello, cuties. Why? I know it's disgusting, isn't it? Population 1. There you go. That's something that will come to PSVR 1, apparently, according to the devs. But we're still sitting here, we're still waiting, no announcement. Maybe it'll be a PSVR 2 game by the time they get around to us. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, way different game from Farpoint. So like it doesn't hurt that bad. When I see all these details, it's like I'm not interested too much in the actual game itself. I'm just more so sad that it's not Farpoint 2. And, you know, this makes me think that Farpoint 2 is probably going to be a while away because this is online only. It is a game that's going to need a lot of post-launch support if it's to be a success. Maybe it'll flop and die and then they'll just go back to Farpoint 2, which is not what I'm saying, that I don't wish for that to happen. I want Impulse Gear to be successful. I'm not sure they're big enough to like work on 2 games at the same time though. I'm not sure how big their studio is. I'm going to keep scrolling down. I think I'll highlight some other shit at the end here. So yeah, it's releasing Oculus Quest PC VR this summer. And Upload are going to have like a whole month of exclusive early access, IGN style. So I guess we'll watch the trailer. I'm not sure how the volume is going to work watching this for ye. I guess I'll keep it low-ish. Diogo Vidro says, Imagine a Farpoint 2 that would be so good, and that was a bit possible. What? Hold on a sec. Let me get in close. My eyeballs are failing me. I guess I can't. And that was a bit possible. Farpoint ends with an end that can have a continuation. Exactly. It was like a cliffhanger, kind of. Pretty much it was, you know. That was a mega bomb, says JD Max. Of course, referencing Megalith, I'm guessing. Alex E says, guess who put a deposit down on a quest 2? Alex E put user in timeout. There we go.
Baby cow, why don't you shake that ass?
Ooh, the text is very small.
Chopped 517 ppk donated 5 through super chat. That's very moist. Hope you're well. New TT.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chap, for the generosity. As you can see, Karen has undergone a transition. Karen is now Carol. And I would expect us all to treat Carol with the respect that he deserves. Alright, Chopped very much. Chopped very much. Thank you very much, Chopped, for the $5 dues. It's kind of like an UTT. It's like something to pin or plug the hole in my soul, which is TT. You know, I miss touching tips. I'd like to do it. I'd like to have Decepticon on right now to talk to him about us. It's just the fact that it's hard to get timing right and plan anything, you know, etc., etc. Alex E timed out for 300 seconds. You love to see us, but that's what happens when you talk about the quest. Now, obviously, Decepticon bought a quest, so this is another reason why he's not really welcome around here anymore. Understandable. I think you'll all agree. You love that super chat, me too. Thank you very much, chat, for giving everyone a nice tune to listen to. Alex Neves, what's up? Chap says, thank God. No, I don't sound like a whiny little girl. Hey, hold on a sec. Karen's a sophisticated lady. Let's see how this trailer looks, shall we? Forgive me if the volume is trash for ye. This is all a learning experience. Impulse Gear logo. Slow-mo.
Alright, Captain. I got the intel.
She's got the intel.
Now take it to the uplink.
Okay. Bit of speed dashing. Speedster. Is that a bit of Spanish I heard? This guy is a sniper. Can go invisible. Okay, you got grappling points.
I guess I'll kill you now.
The drone is down.
And the cliche robot character. He can slide, I guess. It does look nice. Like it's clean looking. Kinda looks like an early Halo game or something. Graphically. Medic.
Connection established. Execute.
No, a lot of robot characters in this game.
I'll download the data. Now, you know what to do.
Turret soldiers, we need you here.
Keep your wig on set. I'm all over it.
A lot. They're very yappy. Very Overwatchy. VOD. Video on demand. Wow, I like he's got stretchy hands. That's cool. He's my favorite so far.
What we're gonna do with the intel?
We need it for the job. You know, the heist.
Is that an Irish accent I heard?
Larceny. More like.
Larcenats. Good one. So that time we listened to that secret hidden recording. I wonder was that teasing this game, because it sounded like a serious thing. You know, serious in quotation marks. Whereas this seemed very, you know, lighthearted, etc., etc. JD Max says message deleted. Hopefully just Alex's for being a bigot. An Oculus bigot. Mega Devil Bird, what's up? Population 1 is excellent, pumpkins. Great community and great devs that update modes and seasons all the time. You need to play it. I'm really looking forward to it coming to PSVR. And when it does, I can see myself streaming the shit out of it, like I'm playing it, you know, adding it to rotation, firewall, pop 1, Alvo, etc. Has Apex vibes. That's alright. JD Max is putting a vibe check out there, and he says it's an Apex kind of vibe. Okay, so next thing, speaking of Alvo, I guess we can move on to the Alvo patch notes. Hopefully if I close this, it will just automatically open on the screen for ye. We'll see. Did that work? Yes, it did. Okay, so let's do some reading. I know you love to read. Over on Reddit /PSVR, this post was put up by Ruben P. Vargas, maybe. Vargas, no. Okay, so patch notes, patch 1.09, quality of life improvements and important bug fixes. So, hi again everyone. Ruben from the Alvo team here. A new patch for Alvo is now live. After the last patch fiasco, we re-evaluated our patch process. This time we tested the patch intensively on multiple occasions before even considering sending to live. If you want to be part of the test process and help shape the game, remember you can join the Discord, etc, etc. Let's get into the details. If you want to join the Discord, feel free to look this up and hop on in and help them out. Fixed an issue that was causing a crash when multiple people joined a match. That's a nice one. I don't think I've had that crash. I haven't had the game crash on me much, but I haven't played it too much either yet. Fixed a bug causing aim controller to glitch away from you. This one haunted me personally for a long time. It seems to happen to everyone, but never for me when I was testing. Like I mentioned in the previous patch notes, it was my personal goal to find it and fix it. It was a nightmare to find, but we did it. Issue should be 100% corrected, and any other issue you have with aim, like losing tracking or desync, should be resolved if you press the option button for 5 seconds to recenter viewer. So first of all, what I like about these patch notes is that they're kind of very personal. You know, seems like just a dude talking. He's being kind of, you know, he's on the level with you, if you know what I mean. 1-to-1. I think I may have encountered this once or twice, but not a big thing. I think when I recentered it fixed by itself, so I guess it was happening for other people where it was just stuck away for a good while. Fozzie Bear says the recording doesn't make any sense with the promo. The recording doesn't make any sense with the promo. Oh yeah, the secret message thing that we saw. Yeah, so maybe Farpoint 2 is still in the works. Maybe they're doing two things at once. I don't know. Jackpot is here, getting moist. How you doing, Jackpot? Chop says, look at you, all professional now. You should be making the big bucks. Is this professional? I think this is easier than what I was doing before. It just looks better because it's like a standard kind of a thing, maybe. I'll make it look worse, don't worry. Anyway, let me keep going through the patch notes. So is that issue was fixed an issue of items appearing locked after purchase. This is something I've had pretty much with every single thing I bought, like attachments. It was acting as if they looked locked. Even though you could pick them, they were still unlocked. It just looked like they were locked. So I'm glad that's fixed. Fixed bug of buying well, hold on a sec. I should say before I read any of this that I haven't played this new patch yet. I'm just reading the patch notes, so it's possible some of the stuff is still like not entirely ironed out yet, but just reading from here, I'm happy to see that this has been addressed. So fixed bug of buying pistol causes the Hornet weapon to be equipped. So yeah, it seems like a small enough kind of issue, not a big deal. Search and destroy start of match balancing update. And now this is a big one. Pretty much every time I've played search and destroy, for the first few rounds I've got like a squad of 5, and then it's us against one dude for maybe 3 games or something like that, and each game is like the first to 6 rounds. So it's not fun for that guy over there. It's fun for us kind of because we're just bullying him. But it's nice to see they've got some balances here. So these are preliminary changes to ensure that search and destroy matches don't start unless we have somewhere of a balance. I'm guessing he meant somewhat of a balanced match. Our primary objective for next patch will be the team balance code. Okay, so this is just the start of this, I guess. It's not fully functional, so their next patch will be team balance code. We know there are some issues right now, matches going 4 versus 1, etc. So at least they've done something here, but it seems like maybe not completely yet. Mute all players added, which seems like a pretty self-explanatory kind of thing. I don't think I need to read into that, other than it's a nice feature to have. And I wish Firewall had, like, even just mute anyone in Firewall would be nice. Even though I play with friends all the time, so it's not like a big deal for me, but for people who play at randoms, you know. Sup, Alex. I wonder, is Alex E gone for good now? Jackpot says, at least they are still working on us. Let's see how the zombie mode is. We'll see if they mention zombies here at all. So, updates to main menu leaderboard. So, as it is now, from what I understand, you look to your left, you see the leaderboard over there, and it's just the top 10, I think, in the world, with no way to, like, see anything else, I don't think. Other than maybe your rank. I'm not too sure, I can't remember. But you can see your own kill death and all that kind of shit. So, the leaderboard will display by default now the stats from the last 7 days. Okay, so it's a weekly leaderboard now. At the bottom, you'll find an option to show the all-time stats. Nice. Okay, so you can have, like, weekly, I guess, competition. That's kind of a cool thing that, like, encourages people to play, I guess. So that's nice. Changed headshot sound effect. We just added a far more satisfying headshot kill sounds. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm looking forward to checking that out. Choco rifle damage and attachment adjustments. So they've changed the Choco rifle again. So let's read it first before I say anything. Dev says, after the last nerf to our sniper rifle, we felt like we may have gone too far. So for this patch, we are trying something different. What is this? Weird. It's like a scroll thing. I've never seen like a scroll thing in the middle of a Reddit post like this. So, number 1, the sniper rifle now deals deadly damage on headshots and body shots, but not on limbs. The sniper rifle now can only be equipped with optic zoom scopes. Number 3, the final part, the sniper rifle can't have a laser as attachment now. Okay, that's cool. So, the way it was when it started, you could put any attachment on the sniper. It was one hit kill, even if it was in your little finger, your little toe, one hit kill. So then the next patch came along and it was 2 shots to kill. I'm not sure about headshots, but two shots everywhere else definitely to kill. But where this is, they've kind of brought back the deadliness of it. So hitting the torso, hitting the head, that's a 1-shot kill. But to balance that, gotten rid of the lasers. The lasers are really kind of OP in this game, especially with snipers. And the only sights you can have on us are zoom scopes, which means from a distance you'll have to actually kind of track a target. So I think that's a pretty smart way of dealing with that. I don't know what you think. Bow down to Zuck, says Alex. You will succumb to the quest. No, I won't. Still haven't played, says Chapped. We'll get on soon. I was going to play tonight, but I'm like too tired. I said I'll just do just talking shit instead, and then maybe tomorrow, if anyone is down for that. So this should make the sniper powerful at long distances if your aim is good enough, and less deadly at short distances unless you have mad skills, yo. So yeah, I guess it's kind of gonna be unwieldy to use this as short distance. Please let us know on our Discord, etc, etc. So changes to avoid grenade spamming, another big issue in this game. So just some small changes on how the throw of grenades works. There is a small wait time between the throw of the 2 grenades you have. In most cases this will be imperceptible, but will avoid grenade spamming. Okay, so you can't just go 2 grenades gone. They're dead. Even though 1 grenade will kill anyway, so they're still going to be dangerous. But still, I'm happy to see nerfs to not necessarily the damage of the grenades, but how quickly people are able to just toss them out. So, other fixes that they didn't go into details. Updated the gun stats in the main menu. That's good. They were kind of all the same, I think, before. Ragdoll updates to stop twisting and stretching. Kind of sad about that. I do enjoy a good old deformed ragdoll. Third person weapon sound effects updated. So third person, I guess that means your teammates. If you hear your teammates shooting, their weapons will sound better now, I guess. Search and destroy bomb graphics added to the house map. Bomb graphics. Is that like the graffiti, the spray paint on the ground that says, you know, A, B, go this way? Is that what that means? Because I know that's on the, is it the desert map that's on, or the town map? I don't know. Maybe the bomb just didn't have any graphics on that map for some reason. Muzz hasn't played it either. Okay, we'll get you on tomorrow then, if you're around. Alex E says, and create more accounts. It does not matter if you mute me. I haven't muted you, Alex. Alright, I took you out to teach you a lesson. And just for the lols, you know, I'll tolerate you. Don't you worry. You can talk shit about the quest all you want. Chap says, I got a quest collecting dust. Just waiting for the day GameStop will take them as trade-ins. See, that's the kind of comment. I wish there was an opposite. Hold on a sec. There might be an opposite. Oh no, I thought I could pin the comment, but I can't. I was going to say I wish there was an opposite of muting someone or like putting them in timeout, which I would do for that comment, but I can't. Unfortunately. But it was an excellent comment, and you should read it, Alex, and Decepticon if you're out there. And anyone else. Pete Hawkins, I know you got one as well. Fucking snakes. The lot of ye. Where was I? Fixed issue caused by joining someone that is not party leader. I'm not aware of that one. Fixed issue that caused someone sometimes to see your own gun through the optic scopes. Town get out of map bug fixes. These are kind of just smaller stuff, but I'm sure they were very annoying. Whatever. Weapon fire and reload sounds increased by 10%. Map loading screens update. Actually, I'm glad to hear this because these kind of looked pretty rough. Like when you're loading into the map and it was like house map. All, not even a space between the words, so I hope they kind of polish that up a little bit. Dev says most of this are self-explanatory, just polish and fixes all around. So priorities for the next patch. This could be interesting. 1.10. We have two big priorities for our next patch. Make sure the balancing of teams work as expected. Find and fix any issues that are preventing matches to be balanced and squads to be put on the same team. Number 2. Fix the remaining bugs on Search and Destroy. There's a number of bugs that we are aware of. Some of them cause you to desync from the score or to spawn on the opposite team. That'd be pretty fun. On this next patch, we will make sure to get rid of them. Okay. Patch 1.10 will most likely include new map variants as well. Desert Nice and House Nice are pretty much ready. Okay, 2 new variants. So that'll be nice to see. What else are we working on? Oh, they're already talking about patch 1.11. Okay, we should see a new map, factory map. I think they've teased this already. Art is ready. We still need to set it up and test it. So I guess if I click this, we can see the art. Is that showing up for you guys? Yes, it is. So this is what the factory map is going to look like. As you can see, it seems to be like a wide square area, but it has 2 floors. That building on top kind of reminds me of the warehouse map in Firewall. You know, you go up the ramp and there's like a little office building on top, but you can go underneath as well. I think that's what that black shadow is over there, something you can go under. But yeah, looks interesting. Lots of details, it seems. So that should be coming, the patch after the next patch, if I understand correctly. Whoops, close that. What did I miss in the chats? Uh-oh. Decepticons rolled up in here. This quest ass motherfucker, as they say on the streets. There he is. Oh yeah, get one. Alex E says Dice just got here. Jackpot says you got a quest. Chopped, what are you doing? Add me on your quest. You should all be playing Phasmophobia and streaming that shit for my entertainment. JD Max says, sounds something out of Skyrim. Oh, Quest Dust sounds something out of Skyrim. Yes, it does. Because it's ancient. I have a Quest 2, says Deadeye Dan. Everyone here kind of... I'm really tempted to kind of ban everyone right now. Do I even need viewers? I think I'm happier talking to myself than talking to Quest people. Subhumans, Sub would say. Chopped says, with that being said, I'll sell that shit for $75. You'd be lucky to get that. You'd be lucky to get 75 cents for that thing chopped. I know it's Quest 1 rather than Quest 2, so the value is going to be lower on us. Just with that. But still, you probably couldn't give it away. You can pay me to take it off your hands, chopped. That's the only way I'd take it. And even then, it would have to be 4 digits, at least. Decepticon says, sell it to me. I'll refuse it. I'll straight up refuse that shit. I don't need any more trash in my house. JD Max says, I'll never touch a device that forces me to get social media. That is, yeah, look, joking aside, that's not cool. You know, and if you get banned from Facebook for having what they deem to be wrong think at any time, because who knows when their values will change. Goodbye, games. You know, everything that was tied to that account. Goodbye. You know? And I know a lot of you are fucking radical with your opinions, so it's only a matter of time before you get banned. Looks a lot like Warehouse, says Muzz. We're on the same page there, Muzz. Chop says, just trying to keep it all together. Alright, Chopped. Thinking of you. Minus is here, smoking the weed up, but also breathing in the fresh air. That fresh country air. Why don't you go to the country, Minus? Go to Idaho. Meet me in Idaho. Twin Falls, Idaho. I'll show you a full moon night in the cornfields. And you won't forget us. Alright? Decepticon says, I need a better PC. That's next, unless they release before then. Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. I've got the PS5, so all I need now is the headset. I was always going to get the PS5. But now you need to get a $2,000 PC to run your pathetic Quest 2. Respectably, you know, to play the good games. Not the trash fucking, like, okay, Beat Saber's not a trash game, but you don't like Beat Saber. So what are you playing on that thing? Some kind of weird mini golf game? Come on. Fuck Quest is Minus. There we go. Wish I could promote that. Why can't I pin comments? Maybe I can only pin my own ones. So no mention of zombies. I'm not finished reading yet, but maybe they'll mention us in the further, you know, after patch 1.11. Pay shipping. It's yours, says Chopped. I just told you. I won't be losing out in that thing, you know. I'm not gonna go in the red for that. Deadeye Dan says I don't post on Facebook. That's fair enough, but they're like, I'm sure it's happened to some people. It has to. People get banned from Facebook pretty regularly. Well, not regularly, but you know, it happens. It would be a worry. And what's the Zuck doing? Like, he's got a camera on your head, because the Quest has cameras on it, doesn't it? So he's recording your house. He's got video footage of your cats, Decepticon. And you're okay with that? You can call the 7 Seas with the device. Yeah, but you still need to get the device. You know, you can't call the 7 Seas for a $2,000 PC. You still need the hardware. You can't download that hardware, you know. I'm just a radical pothead, says Chopped. The next Unabomber. Decepticon will get PS5 too. I'll get it all, says Decepticon. But yeah, that's the thing. You'll get the PS5. You'll get PSVR 2. And then you'll never look at the Quest again. You'll be like, oh. You'll wake up. It'll be like waking up next to like a really, like a 1 out of 10. You were drunk last night. You were feeling lonely. You went to the bar. You had a few shots. Maybe something was in the bottom of your glass when you weren't looking. Maybe it was a funny taste. You wake up and you got a Quest in bed beside you and you're full of regret. You want to get sick. And there's an awful taste in your mouth. That's what it's going to be like. And your girlfriend, 9 out of 10 girlfriend, the PSVR 2 is going to be knocking on your door. Decepticon, Brentley. Wake up, Brentley, and you'll be shitting yourself, you know? Pop, says Did I Dan. Tony T. Ewis, what's up? You can't watch VR porn on the PSVR. I don't believe that's true. I believe there's a way to do it on the PSVR. You have to use the media player app. I'm pretty sure there is a way. I did attempt once, but it was like a 3D. It wasn't proper VR, you know. It was just like she looked like literally 80 feet tall. It was just more scary than anything else. Like, I was like, no, thank you. Let's put this shit away, you know. Oh, Population 1, yes, but that's coming to PSVR 1. Apparently, we'll have to wait, obviously, which isn't nice, but it's coming. Chop says the only quest I care about is going on a weed quest. Is that what you call it? And is it a quest for you? Do you not just like ring someone and then they come to your house or you go to their house? Is it legal where you are? I don't even remember. In New Jersey, aren't you? No, so it's not legal. It's not legal in New Jersey. Decepticon says, I don't use Facebook either. That's not true. I already stalked you on Facebook. I've seen your account. I've done things to your pictures. Decepticon says, I'll make $300 dues on Doge tonight. Is that true? Well, if that's true, then fine. You know, as long as you got money to burn, you know, why not? Why not buy a quest? If you're filthy rich and you got more than you can, like, do anything with. Jackpot says there is a way. Jackpot, man, can I time out someone with a wrench? I can block you, or I can report you. Can't time you out, and I can't demod you from this menu. But, oh, that's because I'm posting as Karen. That's why. I'm on the Karen account. I could probably kill you from my phone. So watch yourself. You start talking about that shadow shit, you're fucking toast, pal. Alright? Yes, there is a way, and it works on fine on PSVR. Aren't you the one who said it didn't? Oh no, it was Tony who said you couldn't. Okay. Deadeye Dan knows. Don't ever question Deadeye Dan when it comes to porn. Tony T. Ewis. Alright? He knows all about the triple D's. And he's got them triple D's in, I suppose, virtual reality. Real reality. Or actual reality. Decepticon said, or just reality. That's probably what I should have went with. Of course it is. Smoke it all, says Decepticon. Chop says, you were like a Smurf in a giant orgy. Yeah, it was just like a woman. She was like talking to you as well, as if you were the character in the porn. And I was like, she was like lying down, and even lying down, it was just her head. But I was like, oh, you know. So I didn't even start, you know. And I was like, no, thank you. This is not what I wanted. I'd rather have like a 4-inch Game Boy screen. And they weren't even 4 inches, were they? More like 2 inches. That's what she said. Germ says, just a USB stick and the app formerly known as Little Star. I forgot about Little Star. Could you not do it on the media player app, like the PlayStation's media player app? Maybe that's where I went wrong. Maybe that's why I didn't, like, she was massive. Maybe I should have used Little Star. Anyway, your boy Musk on SNL tonight, Saturday Night Live, I think. We don't have that in Ireland, so not much I can do with that information, Decepticon. Did I Dance says triple D's are the best. That's what Germ said. Okay, so Little Star is the way to go. Anyway, let's stop talking about porn just momentarily. I don't want to stop, obviously. Let's see what else is coming to Alvo in the near future. Our new progression/store system should be ready in the next month. Ready in the next month. So I'm guessing that means they're talking May when they say that. In the next month? Or are they saying June? It's kind of hard to say. May or June. Definitely not July. Our new hands and guns should be ready in the next 3 weeks. So we're getting new hands and new guns. Production of zombie game mode will start after new hand system is finished. We are planning and releasing it in stages, starting with an in-game alpha, for the mode. You will be able to play it while we add more enemies and polish. So, okay. Zombies sounds like it's going to be a while away before it's fully done. I think a lot of people are waiting on zombies as well. Not me personally, I don't give a shit too much about the zombies. A lot of people want it in Firewall too. I'm like, if it was there, fine, I'd play it. But, I mean, unless the AI is drastically improved, and even I'd say not just Firewall, or not just Alvo, I'd say that about Firewall as well. And like, you'd have to like recreate the AI to be, you know, make them zombie-like and kind of scary. I know zombies are stupid, so that kind of adds, or fits, I should say, with dumb AI. But it's like, you know, I mean, I just feel like it's going to be the AIs they have now, but just in a zombie skin. And they won't have guns. So they'll just walk up to you and your screen will flash red. That's what I can see happening. And it's like, Do I care about this? Now maybe they'll do it like Call of Duty style, where it'll be like waves, and then every certain amount of waves, like a special event will happen, like hellhounds or something will spawn on the map, which they could do because they already have the dogs. So reskin the dogs. That could be interesting, or maybe a boss after 20 waves or something like that. So if they go like really in depth with this, then I'll be hyped, you know, for zombies and stuff like that. But wait and see, I guess, because I don't really know what it is. They haven't teased us as far as I know. There's been no trailers for it or screenshots or anything like that, so I don't know what the zombie game mode entails. Now maybe the information's out there, I just don't know. Germ says I could never get the media player to work. Okay, that's probably where I went wrong. I've been depriving myself this whole time. Saturday Night is being streamed. This is Saturday Night Live, Tony. I'm streaming it to you. This is Ireland's. Actually, it's Saturday. It's Sunday morning. Actually, it's 2 a.m. Sunday morning. Germ says Little Star changed the name, though. Oh, interesting. I think didn't they do something where they're going to bring in charging, like a paywall or something, and people were like freaking out. Decepticon says no media locks on Quest. You can watch whatever, stream whatever. Yeah, I bet you watch whatever. I bet you watch all kinds of filth on that disgusting Quest. Dark web shit. I bet that's what you're watching on that thing. Dylan says, hope my new hands help me aim better. Lol. I wonder when they're saying new hands, are they talking about like, because I know they're talking about supporting dual move controllers fully. So maybe that's why they need new hands, like properly moving around or whatever. Or maybe they're just better animations on the hands that they have now. I don't know. Chop says, did that game ever use Decepticon's music? No. From what I'm aware, or from what I can tell, it didn't. Decepticon says, I wanted to ask too, did you kill your family? No baby monsters and you've been streaming an awful lot. They were away. Well, first of all, they're back tonight. The baby monitor is on right beside me here. But this past week, they were gone. So it was just me for the week. I still had to go to work. I still didn't stream as much as I would like. But you know what I did? Well, you probably know because you've seen on Instagram. I started making like all kinds of weird videos. You know, I've lost my fucking mind. But not for this channel. Decepticon says, you've been wad them, didn't you? Oh man, that's fucking dark. Alex E says WWE reference. Yeah. And no job. That's why I asked. Well, there you go. Paying attention. If you could smell, if like the smell of rotten corpses could come through this microphone right now, you'd all have called the cops. Alas. Chop says, then fuck that game. Alvo cancelled. Can't keep cancelling this, Chopped, especially now that it's released. Can't keep saying that. Unnamed new map 1 has started the final art phase, lighting and polishing. Okay, so they recently put the town map in. Well, that should have been there at launch. That was like the very first map they showed. They are showing us this factory map, which is coming in like the next 2 patches. Well, I already showed you that map. And now they're talking about new map 1. Don't know when it's coming. Oh shit, they've got a link here, I'm guessing. A picture of us. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. It's like a outdoor city kind of a map, I guess you could say. A small town maybe, or something along those lines. See a ramp. That looks like the tower from the house map down below, and like a wall behind that. This could be cool. I like the nighttime, the lighting and stuff like that. Could be nice and atmospheric. So that's another map to look forward to. I hope you got to see that. Fozzie Bear says, a stinky linky. There you go. I'll be gone. Please join our Discord, etc, etc, etc. So yeah, there is a lot of activity going on there with the Alvo, especially in terms of maps. They're rolling stuff out. They're fixing a lot of the issues people had. Like a lot of it is still the stuff people want, like zombie mode, for example. Kind of sounds like it's a ways away. I would say maybe multiple months away by the sounds of it. Like, I'm sure we'll start getting, like they're saying, we're releasing this in stages. Which kind of confuses me even more, because how do you release it in stages? Unless it's like different builds. Maybe that's what they mean. Like alpha, alpha, pre-beta, beta, then final release or whatever. Or maybe it'll be stages, as in town is a stage, house is a zombie stage. You know, they all have different stages that way. I don't really understand what they mean. But yeah, that's the two topics I wanted to talk about. But while I was on PSVR's Reddit, I saw this post. Don't be tempted. Hold off on Resident Evil 8 for virtual reality. From this person. And 40, like, it's not gone crazy. 44 upvotes, whatever. So it's not lighting up the world. But this part here bothered me a little bit. So he's talking about why, you know, a lot of you agree. I know a lot of, when I was streaming Flash Resident Evil 8, and I haven't played it since, by the way, I'll continue that. A lot of you were saying, I'm not watching, I'm just here, I don't want to spoil it for myself when it comes to VR, etc., which I think is perfectly fine. I have no issue with that. But this part here, it says, he says, but holding off buying until the VR announcement is absolutely the right thing to do for your enjoyment of the game, which I agree with, and the right thing to do for the VR development in general, which I don't agree with. His reason is because we need to be strong and vote with our wallets. We need to send Capcom a clear message in language they understand, which is sales, that they can't expect to accept such a stellar viewer experience in Resident Evil 7 only to have it snatched away for this sequel. I agree with his spirit of it. You know, he wants it in virtual reality. I want it in virtual reality. We all want it in virtual reality. But he's saying, vote with your wallets. We need to send them a message. I've already seen the Steam stats, I think it is, of like the concurrent player base compared to Resident Evil 7. It's way higher. And it was growing out. That was just at like a snapshot from like earlier today or yesterday or something. So this game, Resident Evil 8, is going to make way more money than Resident Evil 7, regardless of virtual reality or not. So, I mean, feel free to not play it and not buy it until virtual reality comes out. I have no problem with that at all. But if you're denying yourself the flat version that you otherwise would have played because you think Capcom would be like, oh no, Decepticon hasn't bought Resident Evil 8, we'll fucking put virtual reality into it right now. That's not happening. You're in dreamy land, you know? That was like a small thing. I just wanted to point it out because it kind of, I just disagreed with it, you know? Tasuki in the house. How you doing, Tasuki? And by the way, I should give Tasuki credit because he tagged me in the Alvo patch notes on the Twitters. So thank you for that, Tasuki. He said, well, the house and desert night maps are soon. Yeah, but they're variants, you know? They're not new maps. Because, well, what's the variant we already have on the map? Monastery. You know, Monastery Day, Monastery Night. It does kind of make a difference because lasers are easier to see at nighttime, so that kind of changes things up a little bit, but it's the same exact map. You know? I know they changed, like, it's not just a different sky. They have to fuck around with the lighting and all that stuff so that it all works correctly. So there's a bit of work to it, but it's still not a new map, you know? So while I appreciate it, and it is like something new to look at and more interesting, I still wouldn't count them as, you know, additional maps. You know what would be really cool is if they could transition between rounds, like it was daytime one round, nighttime next round, and so on, without loading, obviously, or like a really quick loading. That'd be cool. Or like after 3 rounds, it goes to nighttime or something. You know what I mean. Jackpot says, in general, I wouldn't buy Resident Evil 7 if it didn't have virtual reality. Not into them as much, but in VR, oh yeah. See, that's the thing. I would have bought Resident Evil 7, even if it wasn't in virtual reality, because I still love my flat games. And Resident Evil is like a... I wouldn't say I love the series, but I would say I'm kind of a fan of them. And Resident Evil 7 kind of reinvented the series. Like, it did it, especially for us in virtual reality, it was like mind-blowing. But even without that, it was still, you know, oh my god, Resident Evil is scary again. It hadn't been scary since some people say Resident Evil 4. There was definitely creepy parts in Resident Evil 4, like the regenerators, but overall, the fixed camera angle games, I guess, that's when it was like at its scariest. Until 7. Tasuki says, not new, but interesting. That's fair enough. I take what I can get for now. Lol, says Tasuki. Tasuki, thirsty little hoe. Jason Ewan, how you doing? He says, howdy everyone. I hope you're doing well, Mr. Jason. Germ says, I'm going to wait and not buy Resident Evil in virtual reality either. Fair enough. Your money. You know, you're sending a message. I don't know what message you're sending. But Capcom are going to be like, they're not going to be able to sleep a wink with you around, Germ. They'll be like, what does this fucker want? What does he want? Fuzzy Bear says, same here, Jack Boss. Fair enough, fair points. Chopped says, I can't wait for the Hot Wheels game to come out. It's flat, but looks really fun. Chopped, my opinion of you just lowered drastically right now. Hot Wheels game? What is that? That's got to be on par with like a Barbie game in terms of quality. You know? I don't know if you're fans of the Barbie game, but Barbie 3 was my favorite. Jackpot says, sorry, but that was a shit joke. It's a shit joke. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. I'm ending the stream. Resident Evil 4? Question mark. You know who will have Resident Evil 4? Listen, it's a 2005 game. Alright? I've got a 2005 game on PSVR called Doom 3 and I still haven't bought it. You know why? Because it's like, alright. I mean, I probably will get it at some point, but at the end of the day, it's like, I would get it. I'm not saying I wouldn't get Resident Evil 4 if it came to PSVR, but it doesn't sting me that that game isn't on PSVR very much, you know? I'm not losing sleep over that one. If Resident Evil 8 doesn't come to PSVR, which is possible, I mean, all of us seem to be just assuming it will, like taking it for granted. That could come to bite us in the ass in the future, you know, because if something can go wrong, it will go wrong, which I think is called Murphy's Law. So we have to be careful of that, you know. But yeah, Resident Evil 8 is like the worst one to miss out on, as far as I'm concerned. If Resident Evil 4 was a new game, different story. I mean, Resident Evil 8 is practically Resident Evil 4, but like modern, you know. Anyway, Jason says, doing well. How are you, good sir? I'm doing pretty good, Jason. And all the better now for your company. And yes, that was a sexual innuendo. Decepticon says, just get a quest and play Lies Beneath. And then he says, just stop us. But I'm not sure what he's talking about. I'm not sure he wants me to stop. Alex says, I just want to play Phasmophobia. Yes, that's the one. If you want to make me jealous of the quest, start talking about Phasmophobia. The problem is with Decepticon is he needs to buy a PC so that he can play Phasmophobia on the quest. You know, my laptop struggles to run the stream that I'm doing right now, and you want me to play Phasmophobia and probably stream it while I'm playing it and buy an Oculus Quest Mark Zuckerberg fucking tapping device in my home. No, thank you. Breathe. Just breathe. That's the most annoying thing about PSVR. See, the thing about what's happening now in PSVR is that we're in the twilight of its life. It's getting excluded from stuff. The other headsets are beyond us technologically, in terms of tracking anyway. Like PSVR is still more powerful than a Quest. And a Quest 2, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. There's no game that the Quest can run that the PSVR couldn't also run. The only difference, of course, is the complete 360 tracking and all that kind of shit. Better controllers. But yeah. But those are big difference to the developers, you know. And they're like, you know what? PSVR is just a hassle. I mean, look at Iron Man. They had to come up with like a complicated 2,000 word algorithm so that when you turned around, it would kind of try and guess where you were. And it probably still didn't work perfectly. Whereas if they made that on PSVR or PCVR, they wouldn't have had to worry about that at all. You know? Check it out on the store, says Chopped. I don't know, Chopped, you know? I just got Wreckfest, so I think that might scratch my racing itch for a while. And then Hot Wheels? Do I want that shown up on my trophy list that other people can look at that and be like, hey, that guy's playing Hot Wheels. Get him. That's what would happen in Ireland. I don't know how things in America are, but people have been beaten to death for less. Important is here. He says, take away Chop's wrench for that one. Listen, we've been considering it. I'm private messaging Decepticon here on the side, and he's like, hey, what are we going to do about this Chop situation? Decepticon says, there's lols to be had across all VR. Listen, I'm not denying it. I know that the Quest has the good stuff, and I'm mostly joking and talking shit. The reason I don't want a Quest is just, and I don't even care about Facebook. I have a Facebook account that I'm more active on that than I am on any other social media. So that doesn't bother me that much either, to be honest. Although I don't think it's a good move. I don't like that you're forced to link us, and I don't like that if you get banned from that, you lose access to your library, and etc. etc. The problem is, it's just affordability. Having another headset in the house, having another account, more games to buy and stuff like that. I mean, okay, that's a bad excuse, but and the PSVR, the main thing is the PSVR 2 is just so close. I mean, it's not so close, but it's on the horizon, and I'm like, why? It's too close. You know, I wouldn't buy a PS4 Pro the year before the PS5 came out, so I'm not going to buy a Quest 2 the year before PSVR 2 comes out. You know, that's my reasoning. I know I'm missing out and stuff, but I think it'll be worth the wait. Chop says, all I know, and I know you loved them Barbie games. Pony Island was pretty damn good. It was kind of groundbreaking in terms of an open world Barbie game. What you could do in that game. Impressive stuff. PSVR still has the best lenses and colors. Is that true? Is that because of that sub-pixel count, that RGB thing? And is the most comfortable. They do have the best, like that Halo design thing that the PSVR has is just like, I haven't even tried the other headsets, but I just know from looking, it's like, that's not going to be comfortable after a while. You know? Jason says, I have more PSVR games than I know what to do with. There you go, Jason. Stick it to them. Twist that fucking knife, Jason. Tsuki says, I mean, Iron Man sucked though. The demo was the best part. Rest was blah. I mean, fair enough. If you don't like Iron Man, that's fine. But you have to acknowledge that a lot of that development time that Camouflage did for Iron Man was spent on trying to create this workaround because of the PSVR hardware that was like limiting them. You know, and they would not have had to worry about that on PC viewer. And maybe the game would have been better for us. Maybe they would have more resources to put into, you know, making the China level not look like fucking cardboard boxes with lights on. Hot Wheels and weed, I'm in. Chopped hides his weed in the in the boots of his little Hot Wheels cars around the house. Trent Stanley, how you doing? Man, I need glasses. But I don't want people to think I'm a nerd. Impulse Gear abandoning PSVR ? Resident Evil Ace will be in PSVR 2 launch ? The orb controllers are the dead giveaway. I'd like to hear you explain that. I mean, okay, first of all, for the Impulse Gear stuff, you'll have to go back to the beginning of the video. That's where we talked all about that shit. But I'd like to hear about the orb controllers being the dead giveaway for Resident Evil being PSVR 2 launch game. Trent, if you don't mind. I want to believe that. I want to see what I'm missing. Deadeye Dance says, I was going to say Chopped may be extremely high now. Listen, you have to always assume that Chopped, I don't think he's been sober for 20 years minimum. Is sober the correct word? I don't know. What's not high? If you're not high, does that mean you're sober? Decepticon says probably a year away. I think it's probably a little bit more than a year away. I think we're not going to see it until like October, November 2022. But that's still too close. I don't want to buy a Quest and then only use it for a year and a bit and then never worry about it ever again. Then Quest Pro will be out. And is that something you want, Quest Pro? Is the Quest 2 already so bad that you're like, man, I can't wait for the next one? Yes, Deadeye, you nailed it. And maybe some drinks. Well, there you go. Important says OLED has better colors. I know, yeah. I know the colors and stuff, but like I know the screen door is supposed to be very good. Like that screen door effect is like at a minimum on PSVR, but I don't know if it's still that way. When it came out, I think it was the best because of the sub-pixels. The colors and comfort on PSVR are definitely better. Interesting. You were very quick to point out the things that were better on the Quest, but now all of a sudden you're revealing that, you know, oh, PSVR is doing this better and that better. You know, where was this honesty before, Decepticon? What it was? I think you said the sound is way better on the Quest. I'm kind of intrigued by that. Like, it makes me think, well, is that just your headphones, or is the sound actually better? Because this, or not this, the PSVR has 3D audio, you know, so kind of wonder if it's your, whatever you're using, you know, your own gear. You hide your weed in your lungs and cough one up when you want to roll one, is that it? Decepticon says watermelon or honey wine. Not really sure what he means when he says this, so we'll just move on. Tasuki says, I think a lot... Oh my god, I gotta squint really hard to make this out. Maybe I can expand this. I can expand it, but it doesn't make the text bigger, which is annoying. Anyway, whatever. I think a lot of the issues with PSVR is that many things may be PSVR 2 games, because why make the game worse? But focusing on old tech, we are in a weird spot. Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. We're in a weird spot right now. We're in limbo. We still have games to look forward to. Let's not forget that. Really good looking games too. Sniper Release, Fract, whatever else that... You remember that thing they had on the PlayStation blog not too long ago? They showed off some good stuff there. We just got Doom. We just got Hitman this year. We're doing okay, but we're still at a weird... everyone knows the sun is setting on the PSVR. Everyone's looking to the future. I'm sure Impulse Gear are like, let's wait. You know, this thing is done. You know, we did Farpoint. Let's do another game to keep us busy, and then when we're done with that, we'll do what we really want to do, which is Farpoint 2, of course, on PSVR 2. It's sober. Thank you, Alex. 30 years? Sorry. I only said 20, I think. Did I Dance says, I actually checked out the Hot Wheels, like Chop said, and then I laughed when the car fell off the track. Like a good laugh or like a bad laugh? As in, like, this is bad. Decepticon says the sound of the headset of Quest is the shit. Okay. What flavor? Watermelon or honey? What flavor of what? What are we talking about here? I don't remember talking about vape. This sounds like a vape pen question. Chops is on the rocks. I always hear those rocks when we're playing with Chopped and Firewall. Whiskey? Watermelon whiskey? Is that what you're drinking? Fozzie Bear says Minus must hide the weed in his lungs too. New Jersey legal now. Every day, all day. Really? I thought you said it was like it didn't go through. Or something along those lines. Chasuki says, yeah, we got games, but most AAA level stuff is going to be PSVR 2 games, I assume, as it will make the games better in the long run. Yeah, the real good stuff. Like, keep in mind, there's very, very few AAA games at all on any VR headset. AAA is reserved for flat. If you're talking AAA, we're talking Resident Evil level. That's AAA, you know. Firewall, I mean, that's probably one of the closest games to AAA, but I don't even know if that counts as AAA, like AA and a bit maybe. Like, it's hard to define that shit, but AAA, like the money that Capcom and the production value that they put into the games compared to most of the VR games we're playing, like, they're not at all on the same level. Important says Quest does kind of feel like wearing a jockstrap on your head. Yeah. How long can you wear the Quest before you start like noticing, before it becomes a problem, you know, before you're bothered by it? Is it a set time? Does it depend what you're playing? Or is it always like, okay, after an hour, this doesn't feel good anymore? Chop says, no, New Jersey legal. Just bought some dab in Trenton this afternoon. I assume dab is some kind of lingo for heroin or cocaine or something along those lines. Those new controllers will be a game changer for the PSVR 2 devs. Absolutely. 100%. There's so many developers just looked at the Move controllers and were like, no, it's not worth the effort. Let's just put it on PC. So that alone is going to change things. Is there an award for best AA and bit game? It goes to Firewall, I'm afraid. Alright, it's won it for the third year in a row now. Decepticon says the battery length of Quest is about the length. Well then, that's another question, and something I completely forgot to criticize when I was talking shit about the Quest is that you gotta charge the fucking thing. I never have to worry about that with PSVR. That's something, my aim controller, sometimes I want to play Firewall and I press the button and it's like, oh shit, I forgot to plug this in last night. That's exactly what I would do with the Quest. And then I'd be sitting there with my dick in my hand going like, how am I supposed to watch my VR porn when I have to wait for this thing to charge? And I know you're going to say, oh, you can play it while it's charging. But then, that's a wire. All of a sudden, I'm wired again, and the benefit's gone. And don't talk to me about fucking battery packs, alright? Or I'll lose my mind. That's worse than the Shadow PC, as far as I'm concerned. Can't wear Quest for more than 45 minutes is important. I'm interested to see how that, what other people think. Is that is it a person by person basis, or is it everyone kind of, the consensus is that, after an hour, 45 minutes, it's not comfortable anymore. Do you hit a barrier and then do you have to force yourself to play through the pain, not pain, but the discomfort or whatever, if you want to keep going? Deadeye Dan says, I bought the Elite strap. It seems okay to me. I've heard about this Elite strap from the authors at Upload VR, and they were complaining, this is the third Elite strap I've gotten and it's broken and all this kind of shit. So that doesn't seem like a great tool. Maybe if you're using it too regularly, it wears. I don't know. I don't really know what the Elite strap does. I know it's supposed to make it, I guess, more comfortable, but yeah, it seems like it's kind of flimsy. Trent says the immersion and haptic and DualSense showcase, as well as the game and PSVR 2 equals mega sales for the launch bundles. Alright, but it's still not confirmed, I do think Resident Evil Ace is coming to PSVR 2. And I do think it probably will be a launch title because it's been out for so long. They'll have it ready to go. They'll just press a button and boom, the update will go live or whatever. I hope they don't make us buy it again. That's a worry. But it's still not confirmed, not 100% confirmation. With Resident Evil 7, I think there's evidence that Sony funded that shit, the development of the VR mode. With Resident Evil 4, we know for a fact Oculus is Facebook, they're funding the development of that. So Capcom themselves don't actually have a great history of funding their own virtual reality stuff. So it's going to be probably up to Sony to step up, open up the wallet and buy that virtual reality mode if they want it. Or Zuck will swoop on in and he'll buy it. I don't know, we'll see. Alexi says, man, I can walk around my house playing the Quest. I may fall down the stairs, but it's worth it. Why don't you play downstairs instead? Play in the basement. I know you don't have a basement because you're in Ireland, but dig a hole for yourself. Controllers don't need charging. I've heard the controller batteries are ridiculous, months, and I'm kind of curious as to how that is possible. But again, once the PSVR 2 comes with its controllers, and I'm sure the controller battery life won't be as good, but those controllers are going to give your fingers blowjobs every time you put them on, because they're going to vibrate and haptically feedback and adaptively trigger your hands in ways you've never thought possible before. And you'll never want to go back to a Quest again, no matter how many times you have to charge them. I like that you put it on and you're good to go. No wires, no booting up the PS4 or PS5. Listen, that's definitely an undeniable advantage of the Quest. and you can go outside. You can play it outside. You know, that's cool too. If you had a garden, if you're playing a multiplayer game with friends in the garden or something like that, it's very cool. No doubt about that. But that means all the power for that thing is on your head. You know. So another question there is temperatures. How does that thing get hot after a while? You know. But of course, it's going to be limited in power because it's wireless. So I'd rather have that single cable coming from the PS5 that lets me harness the power of the PS5 rather than, you know, if it was just the PSVR 2 itself, a standalone thing, PSVR 2, whatever power that could be, it wouldn't match what the PS5 can bring to it with a wire. You know? They take AA battery that lasts forever. So any AA battery. So the controller itself is just very economic when it comes to using power. Tsuki says Quest is around 2. So does it not vibrate? Does it have rumble and all that shit? Uh-oh. That's the cat. I was worried there for a sec. Quest is around 2 hours. But yeah, Quest 2 does feel heavier, but it's okay. PSVR still feels the best overall. I do not mind wearing the Quest 2 if the game is good. Okay, so I guess if the game is distracting you enough, you don't sense the agitation or whatever. Did I then says my Elite strap has an extended battery pack. God damn it, did I then? Somebody banned that guy. Decepticon says just throwing on headset, no system, no wires is definitely better. But I was just talking about it there. You know, there's a trade-off with that in terms of power. Knack Viewer will be launch title and will lead to 10 million sales day one. You're joking, but if Mark Cerny's involved, there's a chance. Mick Coles is here. Good evening, young man. How you doing, Mick? Hope you're keeping well. How's that Alvo going? Fozzie Bear says, are the controls the same between Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8? Mostly. Like they've expanded the menus a bit. They've added kind of a new, like the guard was always there, but now you can do like a pushback thing, but it's the same button. It's kind of like a counter attack, I guess. But pretty much the exact same controls. But if we're talking about like Resident Evil 8 going to virtual reality, then surely they're going to take advantage of the new motion controls, and that wouldn't need, you know, more work than simply porting it. Jackpot says we need more social apps for the PSVR. We have social apps for the PSVR. The problem is they die, or they're like overrun by kids. Uh-oh. Babies are crying. You know what? This is a good place to stop the stream anyway. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll smell you in the next one. I'm sorry to end abruptly like this, but we were running out of things to say anyway. Basically, the Quest is shit. PSVR is good. Adios, amigos.
What the fuck is this?